Bring the lights down low, it's time to show. Lights, camera, you know what we mean. Behold the magic of the silver screen. Some movies rock, some movies shock. They're powerful, alright. We cover them all on your favorite part. So many movies we can choose. Even when you win, you lose. Life moves pretty fast. Some will fizzle and some movies last. I understood there would be no math. It's the 30-something movie podcast. Be excellent to each other. Peace out and word to your mother. They're from the best decades. Movie magic that never fades. Lightsabers clash, phasers set to stun. Action packed from dusk till dawn. We have deep thoughts and questions three. Come share our love of the movies we see. Life moves pretty fast. Some will fizzle and some movies last. I understood there would be no math. It's the 30-something movie podcast.
How can the same thing happen to the same guy 3 times?
Yeah, but he doesn't climb around in a metal tube as much this time.
Not really.
Unless you count the subway train, which you
That's
could.
which is basically a metal tube.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, this is, and we'll start off with a little bit of trivia too. Originally, as I understand it, this was supposed to be the script for Lethal Weapon 3. And there was a bit of a dispute between the studio and not wanting to sell the rights to that script. But yes, this apparently was originally titled Simon Says. This was supposed to be was considered by some to be the 3rd sequel to Lethal Weapon. And so that was that did not quite work out. So it ended up becoming the 3rd of the Die Hard movies. And of course, we're talking about Die Hard with a Vengeance. That is our movie this evening. Bo is with me. Pat is with me.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Do you think with 3 of us, I mean, they had 2 of them running around the city trying to solve all these puzzles and brain teasers. Do you think with 3 of us we could do it?
With you
Probably.
guys, yes.
I think so. We have a 3 questions question later on about, what is a puzzle that consistently stumps you. So as long as you guys could do the one that stumps me, then I think we're okay. Because there's one particular type of puzzle that I just don't do well with, and if that was what they gave us, we'd be dead.
Would that be math? Because I firmly believe that I understood there would be none.
That is yes, typically.
So it's the number stuff that gets me.
It was my understanding that there would be no math.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to use an example from the movie, I met a guy who was going to St. Ives.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like, I would get lost up in the math and forget to think about what was actually being said and realize the answer was 1.
Sure. Which is, I mean, I think we'd be okay because usually when somebody starts spouting numbers, that's when I focus on the words.
Okay, so one we'd be okay.
So I think we'd be okay because as soon as numbers start getting involved, I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just listening to the letters now. So, yeah. All right. So yes, this one is Die Hard with a Vengeance. We spoil freely here, so if we mention the name of a movie, and we'll usually try to give you a few seconds, but if you want to hit that skippity skip button there, you can get past that, and we should have passed by the rest of our conversation, and hopefully have not spoiled anything for you, but just be aware. And make sure you visit our website, 30podcast.com. That's a 3, a 0, and the word podcast.com, where you can leave us a rating. You could leave a voicemail, let us know, maybe tell us something about a movie we've talked about, one that's coming up that we're going to talk about, or just, I don't know, say whatever you want to say. As long as it's appropriate and we can play it on the air, we'll play it on the air and we'll respond to it. So that is the benefit of being an audio medium, is we can do things like that. You could also become a co-executive producer of the show via Patreon. We have several co-executive producers, and they help keep the show going through their generous donations. And so we are so very thankful because, as we have always said in the past, we are doing this because we love movies, and we love being able to interact with all of you and just have opportunities to talk movies with you and get like-minded people together. And it's just a lot of fun. fun. So just thank you so much for those folks that help out by being those co-executive producers with us and for us over on Patreon. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we're going to jump right on into this one. It came out on May 19th, 1995, rated R, with a runtime of 2 hours and 8 minutes, directed by John McTiernan, who did Predator and The Hunt for Red October. Writer was Jonathan Hensley, who did Armageddon and The Punisher. Producer was also John McTiernan, who did Predator and Last Action Hero. One of the other producers was Michael Tadros, who did Armageddon and Rush Hour. Composer was Michael Kamen, who did Die Hard 2 and the Lethal Weapon series. Cinematographer was Peter Menzies Jr., who did X-Men First Class and The Marine. Editor was John Wright, who did Face Off and Braveheart. Production company is Synergy Pictures. Budget was $90 million. Box office was $366.1 million. Flickmetrics gives it a 72. Cinema Score gives it an A-. Bruce Willis is once again John McClane. He was in Pulp Fiction and The Sixth Sense. Jeremy Irons is Simon Gruber, spoiler alert. He was in Reversal of Fortune and The Lion King. Samuel L. Jackson is Zeus Carver, or Jesus, for the first few minutes of the movie. He was
I look Puerto Rican to you.
I look
You
Puerto
said
Rican to you.
Jesus. I didn't say Jesus. I said, hey,
said,
Zeus.
Hey, Zeus.
As in Mount Olympus.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
He was in Pulp Fiction and Unbreakable. Graham Greene was Joe Lambert. He was in Dances with Wolves and The Green Knight. Colleen Camp is Connie Kowalski. She was in Clue and Die Hard 2. Larry Brigman was Captain Boulder. He was in Scent of a Woman and As the World Turns. John Dahman is the foreman. He was in The Wire and Gotham. Nick Wyman was Matthias Targo. He was in Planes, Trains, Automobiles and Funny Farm. Aldous Hodge was Raymond. He was in Hidden Figures and One Night in Miami. Anthony Peck, who passed away in 1996, was Ricky Walsh. He was in The Line of Fire and The Hunt for Red October. In a city under siege, John McClane is back, and this time he must play a deadly game of Simon Says across New York City. With the clock ticking and chaos rising, McClane teams up with Zeus Carver to stop the ruthless Simon Gruber and uncover a plot that's more than just Rwenge. It's the heist of the century.
In the hands of a mastermind of terror,
I want to play a game with Lieutenant McClane.
What kind of game?
Simon Says.
the path to revenge leads straight to John McClane.
If we don't do it, this guy says he's gonna blow up another public place.
Why me? What has he got to do with me?
I have no idea. He just said it had to be you.
It's nice to be needed.
Simon Says, get to the payphone in Wall Street Station by 10:20, or the number 3 train and its passengers vaporize.
I'm not jumping through hoops for some psycho. That's a white man with white problems. You deal with it. Where the hell are you going, McClane? I know what I'm doing. Not even God knows what you're doing.
This guy wants to pound on you till you crumble.
Are you aiming for these people? No. Well, maybe that mime.
He wants you to dance to his tune and then kill you.
Oh, dear.
You don't like me because I'm white.
I don't like you because you're gonna get me killed.
On May 19th,
This is a bad idea. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a New York police officer. I'm going to ask you to calmly and quietly start moving towards the other end of the car.
when the theater goes dark,
Trust me, guys.
duck, the roof blows off.
Guy out there setting off bombs. And for some reason, he's very angry with me.
This, as they say, is where the plot thickens.
They knocked over the Federal Reserve.
Bruce Willis, Jeremy Irons, Samuel L. Jackson.
Congratulations, you're still alive.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother. In a John McTiernan film. Die Hard with a Vengeance.
John McClane, NYPD.
Are you all right?
Yes. Laundry day.
Yes, laundry day.
Okay, so before we get too deep into this,
I was gonna say there's so much to unpack just in the trailer.
Go for it.
how about them giving away the reveal in the trailer?
Yeah, pretty much.
What the hell? I hate it when they do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's just an action movie. It's not a thriller. There's no plot twist per se, but there's a few minutes where you don't really know what's going on.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it's just that one line. If they take that one line out, you don't give anything away.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm also going to say that the reveal that scene is so cool.
Yep.
With the just when they start dropping the hints and they just keep asking me, have you been contacted by anyone? Do you know this? Do you know that? Would you be? And he's just like, why are you asking me all these questions? Is there anything else you want us to let us know? Yeah, I've got this burning sensation. Like, it's just annoyance.
Yeah.
But if I'm getting into the trivia, John, I'm sorry, but they actually play that bum 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 bum. They played just the beginning of that Ode to Joy, which is the big theme from the first one.
Yeah.
They put that in. I mean, that is, Bo, you're exactly right. That is so unfortunate what they reveal in that trailer.
That's like if it had been, 15 years later, you got the trailer for Empire Strikes Back that ends with, I am your father.
Right.
Right.
Like nobody gonna do that because nobody's that dumb.
Right.
And I'm just gonna say, like, I know Dennis was saying this last time, and it really makes a lot of sense. Like, I don't watch trailers, or he does not watch trailers. I don't want to see anything about the movie.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna see the movie, I don't want to see the trailer. I don't want to get I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. And yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think, though, maybe if you're a big fan of the original Die Hard, that's a horrible spoiler? If you're the average Joe Blow moviegoer, maybe it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, because it doesn't.
I mean, it's not to say it's not a horrible thing. I think it is a horrible way to do the trailer because there's other ways to build tension, and I don't know why you're giving away, even if you're Joe Blow moviegoer, I guess, why are you giving away a secret like that in the trailer?
Right.
You don't have to. But yeah, I don't know. Who knows? I don't understand the reasons they do the things they do sometimes.
Right.
So.
And I'm sure we're not supposed to, but still.
Probably not. We don't get paid enough.
Right.
So a little bit of trivia before we jump into the major moments piece. The first hour, I believe I read, is word for word the script that Jonathan Hensley wrote for Simon Says, which was, I believe, going to be the Lethal Weapon sequel. The first hour of the movie is word for word the exact script for that. He just had to change the names of the characters. And so once you get past the first hour, then it's stuff that they adapted for Die Hard with a Vengeance. But that is pretty much word for word what he wrote up to that point. One of the other fun things about this, just in terms of the writer, he was actually detained for a time by the FBI after finishing this script because he had such intricate details about the Federal Gold Reserve in downtown Manhattan that they were worried that somehow, like, he had gotten these secrets somehow, whatever. And he's like, I got it all from reading an article in the New York Times. So
go talk to them.
Right. Maybe go talk to them. But yeah, some fun stuff related to the writer. He wrote, another thing I read was he wrote a scene to take place at a specific place in New York City because he lived at an apartment right above where that was going to be filmed. And he's like, yeah, I just wanted to be able to watch it from my kitchen window. So
Wouldn't that have been funny if they built a set instead of filming there?
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're gonna do it in the studio. But it's right there. Come on.
That was the plan, man.
I had a plan. Come on. All right. Major moments. 10 major moments for this one. Breaking it down so that we can do a quick fly through. If you haven't seen it or haven't seen it in a while, we always recommend that if you haven't seen it and you want to see it before we talk about it, pause here, go watch the movie, and then come on back. We'll be here. We'll find something to talk about while you're gone.
We'll keep the light on for you.
We'll leave the light on for you. There you go. We might blow up the light. In the meantime, we've done a lot of action movies lately, so we're feeling a little trigger happy over here. But
yeehaw!
We have a lot of C4 that we haven't used yet. So a bomb detonates in a New York department store during morning rush hour. A mysterious caller named Simon claims responsibility and initiates a deadly game of Simon Says with the NYPD, precursor to the Saw movies, because he wants to play a game. Simon demands that John McClane go to Harlem wearing a racially provocative sign. McClane is confronted by locals, but is saved by not Jesus, but Zeus, Carver, a Harlem shop owner who becomes his reluctant partner. Now, my understanding is with this little bit of trivia behind this scene here, is the sign that he's wearing, the sandwich board that he's wearing, is completely blank, and they added the message on there as CGI later on because they didn't want to offend anybody as he was out there on the street with this sandwich board on. So in the actual movie, the sign, I believe, says "I hate the N-word," and when it's edited for TV, it says something like "I hate everybody" or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Those are all CGI. So none of it, when they filmed it, it was completely blank. Any message, whether it's the TV version or the theatrical version, was all added with computer graphics later on. So
smart move.
Definitely a smart move.
Mm-hmm.
We have a subway bomb at the first chase. Simon tasks McClane and Zeus with some timed challenges involving a bomb on a subway train. McClane boards the 3 train and narrowly throws the bomb onto the tracks just before it explodes. We get, fairly early on, we get the revelation of Simon's identity. FBI agents identify Simon as a mercenary named Peter Krieg, but later reveal he is actually Simon Gruber, Hans Gruber's brother, seeking revenge for his brother's death at McClane's hands. We have an elementary school bomb
a little
threat.
Business in L.A.
This little, went out to the coast, had a few laughs.
Yeah.
Threw him off the building. That kind of stuff. All the stuff you do during Christmas time. As you do at Christmas time. It's Christmas traditions. Simon plants a bomb in a New York elementary school, threatening to detonate it unless McClane and Zeus complete another challenge. The NYPD scramble to locate the school while avoiding public panic. McClane realizes the school threat is a diversion, and so he heads to the Federal Reserve Bank and discovers Simon's men have stolen $140 billion in gold bullion, escaping through the underground tunnels. Did see a little trivia here that if you were going to steal all the gold that is there, according to the trivia, you would need 480 dump trucks to steal all the gold from the Federal Reserve.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And they gave Sam Jackson and Bruce Willis an opportunity to hold one of the gold bars so they could get an idea of like what it felt like, how much it weighed. Apparently, standard gold bars kept at the Federal Reserve weigh approximately 25 pounds each.
Damn.
That's some heavy stuff.
Yeah, no joke.
No.
Wow.
As Marty McFly would say, this is heavy.
Yeah.
Simon floods the water tunnel to kill McClane, who barely escapes. McClane and Zeus regroup and follow some clues that lead them to a tanker ship loaded with explosives. Captured and tied up on the tanker with a bomb, McClane and Zeus free themselves and escape moments before the ship explodes. Simon falsely claims the explosion was meant to destabilize world economies. McClane realizes Simon gave him aspirin from a Canadian truck stop, tipping him off to Simon's real escape plan. So he alerts authorities and heads to the truck stop near the U.S.-Canada border. And in the final showdown, McClane and Zeus confront Simon and Katya at a warehouse. As Simon tries to flee by helicopter, McClane shoots a power line that crashes into the chopper, killing the villains and ending their threat once and for all. Those are the 10 major moments, and now we're going to see if we can work through this puzzle here and figure out some of our deeper thoughts.
And now, Deep Thoughts.
I have an opinion on this matter.
Don't mince words, Bones. What do you really think?
I like it a lot. Wow. It's very deep. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to assume this was not the first time that we watched Die Hard with a Vengeance. So, do you recall?
No.
Do you recall the first time you watched it?
Oh, like the minute it came out? No.
Okay.
Soon after, though, like I probably still a little young, maybe for it to have been a theater go.
Yeah,
it was probably HBO rental. It was Bruce Willis. It was Die Hard. It was going to happen. So, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think, I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly. I guess I could have gone and played back our episode when we covered Die Hard and Die Hard 2. I believe this was my entry into the Die Hard franchise. I think I saw Die Hard with a Vengeance first.
Mine was definitely 2.
Okay.
That's awesome, because mine was 1. We've got
cool.
the whole
right on.
gamut covered here.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this might have been my entry into I don't know if I'm remembering that correctly, but yeah, for some reason it feels like it was. But I have always enjoyed this one. I don't remember the first time I saw it. It probably would have been either high school. Probably was high school. I would imagine a bunch of us were probably getting together and just watching movies or something, or I went to the library and checked out all 3 Die Hard movies at the time and probably just spent a weekend watching them, as I was wont to do, because I would do that with the Rocky movies too. But I have always enjoyed this movie, like from the get-go. The action, the racing around the city, the having to solve the puzzles to stop the bombs, that kind of stuff. Just, it was pretty much everything about this. And Sam Jackson, Bruce Willis are awesome in this. Jeremy Irons is always a good villain. So, I mean, this was, whenever the first time I saw it was, it was immediately going to be, I'm going to watch this many times now.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about you, Pat? You said your entry was the very first one. When would you have seen this one? Would this have been a theater for you? Because you're a little bit older than we are.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. I don't think this would have been a theater. I've been sitting here trying to do the math. It was my understanding there would be no math. So 95, right? We're in 95.
95.
Yeah, it's 2025. Okay, fine. All right. So yeah, heck, I would have been older. I don't know that I went out to the theater for this one, and I don't know why, because I think I saw the original. I don't know. I'm kind of drawing a blank. I'm bibble babbling. But here's the flip side of that. I don't remember a time that I wasn't aware of this movie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't remember the first time I saw it, but I've seen that. I've seen this so many times.
Yeah.
It's like the Lethal Weapon movies. Like, well, I remember the first time with those. I don't remember the first time I saw it. It's just like I just remember seeing it and seeing it a whole bunch.
Yeah.
So yeah, I saw it early on. I might have, high school, hanging out with friends, college, hanging out with friends. Hey, we're doing a Die Hard marathon. Like, it just, at some point, that's when I saw this.
Yeah.
Absolutely love this movie.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And I'm just going to put a little plug in here. I know I was only in New York once, but I fell in love with the city. It was so cool seeing New York. I mean, I feel like this movie was like really set in New York, caps, all caps, quotes. Like I just, it really, it was very cool. Just seeing the different locations, seeing just the opening, just where they get the, just where you kind of get that feel of everybody together the closeness, the bigness of New York. People were out setting up every morning, all of that. I just thought that was really, really great. And then conversely, when the bombs started going off, and I know that this probably isn't a little bit of the, they talk about this in the trivia things, but it's, that's rough because, what that city had to endure. And I want to say that this came out pretty close to when the Oklahoma City bombings came out.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then when was the first world? Well, not first. When was the bombing at the World Trade Center? Was that 93?
Yes.
Or am I way off?
That was 93.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like right there, and maybe I'm just reading into it, but when that goes off, you really, I feel like you get like the terror on people's faces. Just that really hit home as well. So while it was very much like this is awesome, this is New York, it also, they hit with some of the sadness and terror that they had to deal with as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, love the movie.
Yeah. So, and this is for all of us. This movie is definitely different than the other Die Hard movies, and it makes sense that this was possibly originally written as a Lethal Weapon sequel because it's got much more. I think the DNA of it is much more in common with the Lethal Weapon movies. It's almost a buddy movie. It is in a much bigger, it's in a city, and you are going all around the city, just like you do in the Lethal Weapon movies. The Die Hard movies up to this point have been one location. It's been Nakatomi Plaza. It's been the airport in Die Hard 2. This is the first time we kind of get it opened up to an entire city. So does that even, maybe when you saw it for the first time or early on, or when you watch it now, does that even factor into it for you? Does this still work as a Die Hard movie, or has it reached a point where you're like, I don't care, as long as it's John McClane, it's a Die Hard movie? Or is it, I don't know, is it more, I guess, is it a little bit more of a generic action movie kind of piece, and some of the Die Hardness, if it didn't have the name John McClane or, Hans Gruber or Simon Gruber, would it feel a lot less like a Die Hard movie and just like some 90s action movie with a terrorist and some cop has got to stop him? Does that even factor into it for you?
Not that I remember thinking consciously. But now that you're asking, I do feel like there's a little less John McClane in this movie. It's a little more action cop movie, action buddy cop movie.
Well, and he's different too, because in the first two, he's kind of like smart alecky cop, and in this, he's like grumpy hungover cop.
Right.
Which is almost
you get a little of grumpy cop in the first one.
You do. That's true.
You're split up and whatnot. And,
yeah, that's true.
And the second one is so. The second one is almost more a comedy than it is an action movie. I mean,
that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, like in this one, it didn't have to be John McClane.
Yeah.
It could have been Martin Rigg. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
It could have been a cop you'd never heard of. It could have been Starsky and Hutch. It could have been anybody. Because, I mean, they mention Holly a couple times, but she's not in the movie.
Right.
It's nothing. There's very little personal stake for John McClane.
Yeah. I mean, it's really the only thing that hinges upon it is the whole revenge piece.
Right.
The fact that some of this, like the main plot is to steal the gold and get away with it. The revenge piece is a little bit of icing on the cake for Simon. That it just so happens to be in New York City, that just so happens to be John McClane's city. And while he's, putting together this heist, he can also get back at the guy that killed his brother.
Right. But yeah, I mean, it's more personal in the end, it's more personal for Zeus.
Yeah.
Than anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas the first two, I feel like were very personal for John McClane, right?
Right.
His wife is a hostage. His wife's on the plane. You know, it's very personal.
Yeah. Other than it being his city and he's a cop and you're responsible for it, then that's pretty much it.
Right.
But it's not. Right.
But that's true of any cop movie.
Right.
Except maybe Beverly Hills Cop, because, well, he leaves Detroit to go to Beverly, but that's the point.
Right. Yeah.
But most cop movies are like that. So yeah, it is a little more generic when you look at it through that lens.
And a lot of times I think of the Die Hard movies I don't think of the Die Hard movies as being like a buddy movie. I think of that as being, it's John McClane, and it's John McClane crawling through broken glass or, air ducts or whatever, to be like the one man army against whoever's invaded the Nakatomi Plaza or the airport or whatever. And so it is, as much as I love this one, it is a little different, and I don't think it's as necessary for this to have been a Die Hard movie. I mean, it still works. I still love it, but I think it does veer a bit from the Die Hard formula and maybe what makes Die Hard Die Hard. But I'm okay with it. Like, I give it a pass because it's so much fun. Of the different options here, of the different puzzles, the different things that are going on, do you have a favorite set piece in this movie? We've got the bomb on the train. We've got the water jug puzzle. We've got the Central Park chase. We've got the bridge jump, the aqueduct truck ride. We've got all these. Do you have a favorite set piece in this movie of all the stuff they have to go through?
I really like the gag with the elephant fountain and the water and weighing the scales.
Yeah.
Like just that
was cool.
The whole business of it. Like
Yeah.
it's not just the set piece, but it's an iconic fountain. It's the mechanics of doing the water and the whole and the shtick with that briefcase bomb. Some kid could find it. Like the fact that happens twice, like that whole piece I like.
Mm-hmm.
That is probably because when I think of this movie, that's the first thing I think of is the fountain scene with the jug. That's not the one I was going to pick as the favorite set piece. But if you ask me, if you say Die Hard with a Vengeance, I'm immediately picturing them trying to figure out how much water to put in these jugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. I daily double Bo's answer.
Okay.
And well, this is one of our 3 questions, so I'm going to wait.
Okay.
I'm going to I am going to throw something in there and you mentioned the fountain. I'm listening to what you guys are saying, and I hear where you're coming at. The movie structurally, is it a Die Hard movie, or would it work with a Lethal Weapon and all that? I'm struck by a couple of things. The first thing is, in watching this and then thinking back to the second one and then the first one, how they're 3 different movies. And then I was thinking of our discussion that we're going to record last week for the upcoming, Patreon thing that we already did. I'm not sure where we fall in time. I'm sort of like a queue. I don't have linear time when it comes to recording these things. But it's
all wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. It's okay.
Indeed.
But the question was, okay, well, which one is the most lethal weapon? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 1? 1 is this, that great discussion we had, that we're about to have last week. And I was applying it to this, and I realized I think that what's interesting is that this is almost, I get the same vibe, sort of like when you do a rewatch of the Mission Impossible movies.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm not sure if there was a different director for each one of these, but when you look at the Mission Impossible movies, one has this feeling. Okay, it's Brian De Palma. The second one was John Woo. The third one was that J.J. Abrams. I'm getting it messed up. But the point is, each one kind of had a different vision, and in many ways, kind of took a little bit of a different look at what Ethan Hunt was, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had a whole discussion about that, and I think that that's kind of what you get here. Is I feel like I'm watching John McClane, in each time I've seen it, like, okay, this is very much John McClane. But each movie kind of goes in a different direction. There's some common traits, right? He'll drop a line here, or you get character callbacks, or like we said, it's the revenge piece, and we're okay, we're going to see him on his home turf. Well, all right, yeah, guy's down on his luck. Things have not turned out well. He's like they explain in here. So each version is a little bit different. And so I guess that's just was my first thought in watching this. And then in the second thing, and when you said, would it be more of a Lethal Weapon movie? It's funny because I kind of put in Lethal Weapon. I don't know. I can't. This one seems so New York, and Lethal Weapon is so LA. And I just it's kind of hard to put those two together. And even this, where they're kind of running around in the subway, just the way the camera moves, the way it picks up the motion, even right on down to the soundtrack, right? Like we talked about, you just get that constant, in Lethal Weapon, the riffing, Eric Clapton, David Sanborn, this screamy saxophone or the guitar, the bum 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 bum, and then to me that's not superficial. Like that really gets into what the movie is. So I can see from a structural point of view that, okay, this isn't the John McClane that we're kind of used to. It's always a cop kind of out of his element. But this one, he's actually in his element, right? He's got to solve a crime in his home city. But there's so many characteristics that make it different, that make it New York as opposed to LA, that make it John McClane as opposed to Riggs and Murtaugh. I guess I kind of have a hard time of seeing it anything but a Die Hard movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So neither right nor wrong. I mean, it's all a matter of which coming at it with. But yeah, I just it's a different feel, but it just seems like, okay, it's just a different take on the same character that we've known since the first Die Hard.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about this is you brought up directors. What's really interesting about this is it's the same director as the first one, who was not the director of the second one.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of weird how that plays out.
You had the writers were the same.
Right.
You had the writers and the producers were the same for the first two.
Mm-hmm.
And then, for the third one, then John McTiernan came back, but then you had a different writer. John McTiernan was then one of the producers on the third one. And then things went completely off the rails, and you had a whole group of different people for the fourth and fifth one.
Right.
Well, and it goes back to what we were talking about last week. When you do sequels, how much do you change it? How much do you keep it the same? To try and to thread the needle with everything's the same. Give me something different. Or why do you keep changing it up? We like what we had, and I think, in a way, Lethal Weapon and Die Hard, the sequels are so much fun. I think they find the way they go about it differently, but they find a way to like make it work for the audience.
Yeah. I think one of the things, if there's any criticism against this movie compared with the rest of the movies in the franchise, is it's not a holiday movie.
Right. Not a Christmas movie. No argument on this one.
Because you can't debate it. The first two were Christmas movies. And if I remember correctly, Live Free or Die Hard is an Independence Day. It takes place on Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
You guys realize that our co-host Jeff Mazuka, if he's listening right now, is like maybe coming for us.
Like, well, if he disagrees with us, he should show up. That's all I can say. No, I'm just kidding, Jeff.
Okay, all right, okay. So now we're really living in a revenge scenario here.
Great. Now,
Jeff knows I kid.
Jeff is going to call Bo and be like, I want to play a game with you.
I have a special set of skills that make me very dangerous.
Yeah, all of a sudden you get a phone call from Jeff and it's like, I don't know who you are, Bo, but I've got a very particular set of skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. I will find you.
Exactly. Yes.
I will cut the Wi-Fi to your school. I'm not going to kill you, but I will cut the Wi-Fi to your school. But yeah, the rest of them, and then I think if I read correctly, A Good Day to Die Hard came out on Valentine's Day. So I mean, you know, this is the only one that you do not associate with some kind of a holiday. I think, you know, I'm not
because kids are in school, so you know it's not a holiday.
right. So it's not a holiday. So I don't know. Does that mean this is the weakest of the Die Hard movies? Could be.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
It's not the weakest of the
No.
Die Hard movies.
I've seen Die Hard 4, so I know it's not.
Yeah. Holy mackerel.
I have not seen the fifth one though. I still have not seen A Good Day to Die Hard. Is that worth watching?
Wow. I mean, you're talking to the wrong guy for asking that question, because I'm going to say, yeah, go watch it.
Well, I mean,
because it's
yeah.
Die Hard and it's Bruce Willis, and I'm in. But it's not great. I think it's a little better than 4, but you know, that's not saying much.
It's Bruce Willis's From Russia with Love.
Yeah. You know, 1, 2, and 3 are amazing. 4 and 5 were there to make some money.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the search for more money.
Exactly.
Yeah. Die Hard with a paycheck.
Oh, that's good. That's fantastic right there.
So speaking of From Russia with Love, one of the trivia things that I saw in here is that before they got Jeremy Irons to be the villain, they originally wanted Sir Sean Connery to be the villain.
That would be outstanding.
I think that could have been lovely.
One phone call only, please.
I want to play a game with you. One bomb only, please.
Once again, we will play our dangerous game.
Do you expect me to steal the gold? No, yippee-ki-yay, I expect you to die.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Haven't you seen these movies? Yippee-ki-yay, then you die.
Yeah,
That's how
yippee-ki-yay,
this
you
is.
die, yes.
By the way, okay, so I just got through saying how this is, you know, top 3 Die Hard movies.
Yeah.
But they don't even do the yippee-ki-yay all that right at the end of this one. It's a little clunky and weird.
Yeah.
Because they tried to drop in the say hello to your brother line.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like those lines maybe should have switched.
Yeah.
And he's real forceful with the say hello to your brother, and the yippee-ki-yay is kind of a throwaway, like, oh, we have to do this. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Almost as if the studio called and said, we're doing this, right? Right. Yeah, we're doing this. Good.
Bruce,
it should have been the other way around.
Bruce, we're cutting the trailer, and we're really going to give away a lot of the plot here in the trailer, but we really need you to say the yippee-ki-yay line.
Oh, again?
I'm getting too old for this. Oh, wait.
Like, oh, I see what you did there.
How can the same line read happen to the same guy 3 times? I love everything we're mashing up here.
I mean, at that point, they should have just thrown out Holly, there are your landing lights, and figured out how to put that in there.
There you go.
You know,
I think we should have had some massive crossover. This could have been like the McClane cinematic universe, and we could have had a massive crossover between this and Lethal Weapon. It could have been Die Hard with a Lethal Weapon.
Ah, there it is.
And we've got Riggs, Murtaugh, McClane, and Zeus. There's your Avengers right there.
There it is.
Mm-hmm. We're putting together a team. I like it.
Of people with special skills.
Special skills. And one guy who's way too old for this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a league of extraordinary law enforcement.
Yes.
Ah, I see what you did there.
With Sean Connery.
This guy reads from a card.
Yes. Oh, I hope no one was coming here for the serious version of Die Hard with a Vengeance.
I have a puzzle. You have to cut something with swords. No, that's S words.
S words.
Yeah. Oh, the police captain is played by Alex Trebek. That would be even better.
There it is. No. The police captain is played by the guy who played Alex Trebek.
Oh, Will Ferrell.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
I was drawing a total blank. I was trying to get it out. It wasn't coming. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. No, Will Ferrell as Alex Trebek is the police captain.
Excellent. And while we're at it, we'll just throw in Axel Foley.
Well, sure.
Okay. Every cop, everywhere. This is, yes.
Yeah. The mashup the world did not know it needed. You heard it here first, folks. Doing them all.
I love it. I'm excited to be a part of this.
Oh, yes. Yes, have some.
Oh, yes, it will be ours. It will be ours. All right. Well, is there anything else we want to gush about Die Hard with a Vengeance? As I've said before, it's just, I love this movie. It is so much fun. It is crazy, insane, just off the wall, absolute fun, and I love every moment of it.
And they keep trying to fake you out. Is the bomb real? Is the bomb fake? Where's the bomb? Like they do a good job at some of it.
Yeah.
I just wish they didn't give away so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Patrick?
I want to throw in one little bit of trivia that it kind of threw me last week or next week. When does this come out in comparison to Desperado?
This will be after Desperado.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Remember when we released Desperado and you were talking about how Robert Rodriguez. I'm getting all the names messed up. Too many words. Robert Rodriguez. I can't say it. Robert Rodriguez.
Yes, Pat.
He said Spy Kids.
Pat, I remember it like it was earlier this evening.
Yes, and he was talking about how Spy Kids was like his jam.
Yeah.
Well, and I was like, yeah, that's what actors. Wait, no, not. I got all turned around.
Yeah.
It's because I was reading that. I guess Samuel L. Jackson said that of all the characters he's played, Zeus is the most like him.
I did read
feels
that too.
that Zeus. Oh yeah, which I think is very cool. Yeah, I think it's very cool. I really like the Zeus character. I think he was smart. I think he's very smart. I think he's very well written.
Yeah.
I like that. You get kind of the fish out of water, and that he's not like this action cop that's jumping off exploding buildings. He's kind of like, I'm not in it for but he does the right thing. He tries to do the right thing. I think the dialogue between him and John McClane is great. Right from when he meets him, like, sir, I think you don't want to be wearing that sign. I just all of that stuff is just fantastic. And when his nephews come in, why do we go to school? To get smart. And why do we need to be smart? So no one takes advantage of us. Who are the bad people? Drug dealers. Who do we not want us to help? White people. I mean, just going through all of that. And
that's a white man with white man problems.
Yeah.
Right. I only saved you to stop a bunch of white cops from coming down here.
Right. And I think that's really, I think it's really smart the way they write it. There are things, it is kind of, there's, some people will see humor in there, but there's a message in there. And I think that it's very, I really like his character. I really like what it brings to it. And I really like the way they write John McClane. I'm not against his character, but they don't make John McClane come out to be, stupid, right? Like
right.
They don't go for the low hanging fruit just for comedy. He's just like, look, it's just, what were you going to call me? You were going to call, no, I wasn't going to, like, it's just,
yeah, he's just, he's grumpy. He's not stupid.
Yeah. It's, I just like that. And then this seems like, how would this be Lethal Weapon then? Is that going to be the Riggs and Murtaugh dialogue? Like, I just don't see the dialogue that works for Zeus and for John McClane as working for Riggs and Murtaugh.
And I'm trying to figure out. I would love to have read the original opening 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And
like,
didn't they
get them together? Did he have to go bring Roger back in? Like, what was that like?
Yeah, and the what did they say that the first section of it went word for word?
Yeah, the first hour, I guess.
hour was supposed to be word for word what he would have in a Lethal Weapon movie.
Well,
right?
the other thing,
Do I remember
I'm
that
not
right?
sure. Yeah, and I'm not sure how it all lines up. But the other thing I read was the character of Zeus in the original script was a woman. So I don't know. I don't know how that lines up with it having been the potential for a Lethal Weapon sequel. Is then like, do you have a big portion of the movie that has no Murtaugh in it, or is that the Rene Russo character? Is that, I don't know, or is it a different character altogether? Because a lot of the racial part doesn't work if it's the Rene Russo character in the Lethal Weapon movies. It's got to be somebody else. Maybe they were thinking of casting or bringing in a female. Maybe it was to replace Murtaugh. Maybe there was a female character to replace Murtaugh. Maybe it was Dolores.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Dolores. That's probably what it was. Because she was a big part of Lethal Weapon 3. So.
Well, but even that, unless I'm missing something, this movie addresses race.
Yeah.
Does Lethal Weapon address race? Unless it's Lethal Weapon 2 and they're talking about apartheid.
I mean, I think there's bits and pieces in Lethal Weapon 3 and Lethal Weapon 4, but
bits and pieces. But like this one, there, that, hey, that's not my problem. Well, look, the one bomb was, going to be found up here. That's going to be your problem. Like there was that discussion. I don't, they do bring it up, because Danny Glover talks about, or the Murtaugh talks about in Lethal Weapon 4, spoilers, but hey, it's just slavery all over again. But it's not like that's something that he and Riggs discuss.
Yeah.
In a way, okay, my gosh, I'm going to be absolutely probably eviscerated for making this comparison, but it's almost like with the Cosby Show, when that came out, the power of that show was like, it just showed Black people, it was like what am I saying? Successful, educated, affluent, Black people.
Yeah.
And it was just normal. That was the awesome part of it, is they just showed you a reality where that was like accepted and normal and all of that. And I feel like that's what it was in Lethal Weapon as well, is like that buddy cop thing. It was never like, as I recall, race never was like something that was not one of their stumbling blocks.
Right.
It was Riggs going off and Danny Glover just like, man, I'm trying to deal with this guy, but like he was very much part of their family, and that was never a thing. Whereas I feel like that was really written into what these characters' relationship was.
Yeah.
They had to get over that stumbling block.
Yeah.
They had to find common ground, So
Yeah.
I would be curious to see how would that fit in with what we know from Lethal Weapon.
Right. All right. Anything else before we head into 3 questions? We got to figure out how many ounces of water to put in each question. All right. Hearing none, we're going to head on to 3 questions.
He asks each traveler 5 questions. 3 questions. 3 questions.
It's impossible to answer.
Impossible because you don't know the answer.
Nobody could answer that question.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
All right. Question number 1. What is your favorite 3rd movie in a series? This is a difficult one because I narrowed it down to like 3 or 4, and then that's about where I got stuck.
Oh, see, I thought this would be easy for you. I had it picked out already for you.
Well, are you thinking I'm picking Return of the Jedi?
No.
Oh, okay.
Alien 3.
Oh, I should have picked that one. Yes.
It was. I mean, it's right there in front.
Yeah,
you know.
well, the 3 was so small, I missed it for a second.
There you go.
It's a little teeny tiny. It's a little teeny tiny cubed deal that I just The numbers throw me off. It's because I don't understand math.
Yeah, this was a hard one because you could go Star Wars. You could go Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Like I struggled with this one mightily.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I need to choose. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna choose, and I'm gonna say because I have like 3 or 4, and I'm like,
yeah,
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Oh,
good
one.
I'm going with that.
Very good one.
Solid.
Which hurts my heart. Which hurts my heart too, because I really love Return of the King, and Return of the Jedi, and like there's so many other
Return
options.
of the Jedi.
Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness was on my list.
Yeah.
Like, God, to pick a third movie. If I go just on amount of times I can probably sit and watch it, it might be this one.
Okay.
You've got a really good bad guy in Jeremy Irons. You've got a fun score that does a lot of things. It's tough, but I think it might be this one.
Okay.
Because there's a lot out there, like, and Lord of the Rings, Return of the King's amazing.
Yeah,
but I might say this one, just from a rewatchability standpoint.
Nobody's picking Jaws. Nobody's picking Jaws 3D.
No one's picking it. No. I will definitely go Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
If Bo, you brought up this one, which is great. I mean honestly, Lethal Weapon 3 is a great one as well.
Yeah.
Return of the King would be a real close second for me. But I think I got to go with Return of the Jedi. And John, if you took Last Crusade, I mean, it would be I could easily daily W.
Yeah.
On that, or Bo for that matter. But I just think if you're getting that in, and we've talked Return of the King, then someone's got to say Return of the Jedi, or we might have to turn in our podcast card.
I know. I agree.
I know all the Star Wars fans are gonna start yelling at me that it really isn't Star Wars because there's Ewoks and it should be Wookiees, and Chewbacca did the Tarzan yell, and that's not right, and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. So Star Wars fans, I'm sorry. I'm going Return of the Jedi.
That's fine. It's still one of the best of the 8 numerical movies.
I love that you stick to your guns, John.
I do.
That's
all the time.
All I'll say about that.
All the time.
I could.
It's so weird to have 2 trilogies and a duology. It's really odd. I don't know why they chose to do it that way. But these are the
Ghostbusters movie.
These are the things we don't question. So
the third Ghostbusters movie.
We don't question George. Nobody questions George.
Yeah, no. And thank you all for no one choosing Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines. Otherwise, I would have had to hurt you.
Understandable.
Yeah. Okay. Question number 2: what's your favorite way to get around a city?
I like the L in Chicago.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing, it can be very helpful. Back when I was younger, I spent more time down there, and I knew how to get around doing what I needed to do. I think I would struggle a little bit now because I'm out of practice. But
yeah, when we lived over in London, the London Underground, the Tube, was super easy. Like even as a kid, I understood. I knew the map. Like I understood where the stations were, where you get off, where you transfer, where all that other stuff.
It's a map.
It's so I mean the subway part. Now when we recently went to Ireland and we're in Dublin, they have kind of like the trifecta. They have the train, they have a tram, almost like a trolley tram system that kind of goes throughout the city, and then you've got the buses. And we bought the card that this guy bought a card.
Reachable card.
And that lets you get on all of those in the city of Dublin as much as you want for a certain number of days. And they were all super easy. And I love I think like the L and the tube in London and that kind of stuff is all great. I think if you're trying to get around a city, I do enjoy the above ground transportation just because you can see more of what's going on. So I will say I really enjoyed like the tram and the train and the bus when we were in Dublin. The L is always good in Chicago because you can see some stuff when you're not in the underground parts. So pretty much anything I think that lets you see the city.
Sure.
I hear what you guys are saying. I think it's always fun figuring out the transportation in a given city, right? Figuring out the subway, figuring out the L, figuring out the taxis, and that whole thing. Especially when you get the chance to like talk to people. And in this movie, I thought that truck driver that like knew the facts and knew the what the president or the not 18th, was it 18th president? It was Chester Arthur, whoever that was,
Yeah, I think so.
21st or whatever. But, and honestly, I feel like there were a couple times we took taxis or we got a ride or we just had someone stop and give us directions that was like that guy. Like, I feel that guy came out of that guy either came out of central casting or he was actually just a New Yorker that they're like we met very, honestly, everybody we talked to in New York was really, really nice, helpful, a lot of information, answer all your questions. I mean, it was really, so that guy really kind of seemed pretty genuine there, or authentic, I should say.
That was same with our cab driver from the airport to our hotel in Dublin, because we took a cab from the airport to the hotel. Same thing. Like, he was telling us all about, oh yeah, there's a hurling match going on today. It's Cork and Tipperary. It's this. There's going to be a ton of people here. Don't go to this part of town. Do go to this part of town. That kind of stuff. So yeah, a cab. If you get a good cab driver, that's always a good one too.
Yeah. That being said, my favorite way to go around the city, and I every time I go to a new place, I always do this, is I like to get up early and just go run. Just run to different parts of the city. Just check it out, connect the dots on foot. Oh, that's where that is. Oh, that's how you get there. Oh, that's cool. And it that always is a fun part of any trip. When we go to
that's the good way to explore. If you've got a city that's very walkable, then that's probably the best way to explore, is just start. And that's what we did our first day when we were in Dublin, was we just started walking. We're like, okay, we're just going to kind of figure out the lay of the land here, and you're not gonna easily get that from a bus or a tram or a train or whatever. But if you can actually just get out and kind of walk the street a little bit, and as long as it's a walkable city, like there's some cities that are not so walkable. I find that a lot of the European ones very much are.
Yeah.
All right.
Something to do with being built before cars were a thing.
When the cities are many hundreds of years old.
Exactly.
When they've got history and cobblestones. Question number 3. What's a puzzle, riddle, or brain teaser that genuinely stumps you every time?
Any of them.
Math.
Yeah.
Like, back to the example from earlier, even though they explain the water thing in the movie, I'm not quite sure I understand how it works. Because you have the 3 gallons and the 5 gallons and the 4, and because every time they do it in the movie, I try to work it out in my head, and I'm always missing something.
When will gallon be now?
Right. Like, how are you getting that to be exact? Because I understand what you're implying, but there's a level of not exactness that I'm concerned about. And I know it's just a movie, but they really paid so much attention to the games. I wanted all the games to make sense.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of that one that doesn't, and it bugs me. It tasks me.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to turn in my 80s kid card and say that especially if timed if somebody's relying on me to save their life by finishing a Rubik's Cube, then they're going to die. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The only time, even as an adult, like the only time I've ever finished one of those things was I would finish one side and then I would take a picture of it and then I'd wait until I had taken enough pictures to be like, hey, look, guys, I finished the whole thing. No, I just finished each individual color side and took a photo, and that's how we did that.
There are people whose brains just work to do that.
Well, because I've had people tell me, they're like, oh, it's a very clear, like you just start here and there's like a whole sequence. I'm like, yeah, okay. First of all, you lost me at sequence.
Right.
So unless we're talking the card game, like you've lost me at this point. I don't, I barely remember the left, down, up, right, A, B, B, whatever the whole thing was to, I don't know, get all the power ups and
power up.
So yeah, so if I have to finish a Rubik's Cube to save somebody's life, then I'm just going to issue my formal apology right now.
Noted.
It's not happening. And Pat, your answer was just all puzzles in general?
Yeah, all puzzles in general.
Okay.
I just, yeah.
If somebody makes me do Sudoku and it's timed, that's probably not going to happen either.
Yeah, not good with the Sudoku.
I can do it, but if you're timing me, the bomb's going to go off.
Mm-hmm.
It's a time issue. Now, word puzzles, like I can wordle it all day long, stuff like that. But the moment you introduce numbers or a pattern or a sequence or anything like that, then just don't. You can put your stopwatch away because it's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's hopefully the timer has not gone off and we haven't been stumped and the bomb hasn't exploded on the subway train. But that's going to do it for Die Hard with a Vengeance. That's going to do it for our Vengeance month altogether. This month, it's been a fun one. It's been a little bit of a dark and kind of gloomy one because it's all about Rwenge. It's all about the vengeance and the stuff. What is it? But what does it mean? So the month of July has been our Vengeance month. Our Patreon was Superman from this year. Patreon short was Fantastic Four First Steps from this year. Then we had 7. We started it off with the most hopeful of all movies, 7. Then we had The Usual Suspects, The Quick and the Dead, Lethal Weapon 3 was our 10th anniversary rewatch. Desperado was last time. Die Hard of Vengeance was this time to finish off the month. So we're going to shift gears just a little bit, and the month of August is comedy month. So we're going to go a little bit more lighthearted than we did for this month of July. We went a little heavy in July. So for the month of August, our full-length Patreon episode is Monty Python and the Holy Grail from 1975, hitting its 50th anniversary this year. Our Patreon short is Canadian Bacon from 1995. John Candy's last movie, wasn't it?
Hey, Hoser.
Yeah. Wasn't Canadian Bacon his last one?
Wasn't it like Wagons East or something?
Oh, you're right. You're right. Wagons East.
Like
yes.
that?
Yes. But one of his last. Canadian Bacon was one of his last. And then our regular episodes for the month of August are Billy Madison, Get Shorty. Our 10th anniversary rewatch is The Distinguished Gentleman from 1992. And then we're finishing off the month with Friday. So a lot of good stuff coming up. A little bit lighter in tone than the month of July. So we'll get everybody get ready to go back to school and kind of put a few chuckles in there here and there and have a good time doing it. So thank you, Bo. Thank you, Pat, for being here as always.
Thank you, John.
All right, everybody, unless you're out trying to figure out how many gallons you need to put in whatever 3 jugs you randomly found next to a briefcase bomb in a fountain in New York City, be excellent to each other. I don't know, figure out how much goes in each one. And if you make it, we'll see you back here next time.
Bring the lights down low, it's time to show. Lights, camera, you know what we mean. Behold the magic of the silver screen. Some movie